In this video, we are going to see a few more array methods. Let's see concat method. In fact, we already one of the earlier videos saw this concat method, but let's revisit it. It was simply that we have an array, let's say ARR1 and another array ARR2. Then if we do something like ARR1 dot concat ARR2, then basically the contents of the second array will be combined with the contents of the first array, and the output will be something like this: contents of the first array followed by contents of the second array. And if it is reversed, for example array2 dot concat array1, then it will be the contents of array2 followed by the contents of array1. So 4 5 6 and then 1 2 3. And now again, if you print here, let's say simply ARR1 ARR2, they will be simply 1 2 3 and 4 5 6 respectively only. The initial arrays ARR1 and ARR2 will not be modified. Only the new arrays are returned after concatenation. They are returned as new arrays, and only they are the new things created. The original arrays are not modified. Fine. Let's see join. So join works something like this, that let's say we have A, B, C, D, this thing, an array of strings. Okay. Now arr.join will basically do something like this, that it will join the array with the separator provided. So if you don't provide any separator, then it is joined with default separator comma. However, if you provide a separator, for example space, then it will be A space B space C space D. If you provide comma, then it is like the default one. If you don't provide, then also it is comma. But if you provide comma, then it is A B C D followed by comma. And this thing is like empty string. Like it looks like a gap, but there is no gap. It is like empty string. So let's try that out. So let's say const arr is equal to 1 2 3 4. So I'll give example of array which is a number array, right? So what we will see, that array dot join still gives us a string only. So for example, let's try that out, that arr dot join, and let's provide no arguments, which means that it will be comma separated. But we'll see that 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4 has come, and if you see its type, so let's say const j is equal to this thing, and if you print j and if you print type of j, then you will see that it is string. Okay, it is string. So that proves the point that array.join always returns a string. Now anyways, you can provide, let's say hyphen, then 1 2 3 4 will be separated by hyphen. Not only that, you can provide multiple characters also. So let's say comma space, then they will be joined with comma space. Okay, so this is string. Okay, that is fine. Okay, this we saw just now. Includes will check that whether a particular value is there inside the array or not. Okay, so it can be at one place, multiple place, doesn't matter whether it exists in there or not. So array.includes 2, is 2 there, is in this array anywhere, then it will return true. Yes, because 2 is there. Foo there somewhere in this array, so yes, it is there. Hello, no, hello is not there, that's why it will return false. 5, no, 5 is not there, it will return a false. In fact, let's say 2 is there at 2 places, let's say 1 2 3 and then again 2, then also array.includes 2 will return true. So it does not matter how many times, at least one time that element should be there in the array, then that includes returns true. Now it is fairly clear that includes returns just true or false, nothing else. If that item is there, then it returns true, otherwise it returns false. As simple as that. Find returns the first element in the provided array that satisfies the provided testing function. Now we provide a testing function to arguments, we'll see that. And if no value satisfy the testing function, undefined is returned. It is something like this, that let's say 9 10, this some array is there, array, and then array.find, and this is the testing function. You can write an arrow function, you can write a normal function, any function you pass, and again you can declare a separate function in a separate variable, and then you can pass that variable here. Speaking of variables, let's see this thing. So let's say uh, this thing is there, I am trying to find whether 3 is there or not. So I can do something like error dot find, and this element e. um, okay, so we are trying to find that particular element is there or not. So let's say we are trying to see that whether something greater than or equal to 3 exists or not, or we can simply have a equality condition also. Let's say exactly equal to 3, some element is there or not, any condition. Okay, so basically you have to return some testing function. It should return true and or false, anything. And basically we are going to see that for what thing it is returning, for what is there any element for which this thing is satisfied. And if this is satisfied for an element, then the first element for which it is satisfied is returned. And you can write anything, like for example, this thing is fine. Let's say const x is equal to, this returns, right? So we have to catch that value and print it. So 3, yeah, 3. And anything you can write. You can write e plus 1 is 3, yeah. So which means that 2 will be returned, right? Or you can do, let's say, something like e mod 2 equal to 0. Okay, then 2 will be written, right? E mod 3 equal to 0, which is the first item for which is divisible by 3, and 3 is the first item. So you can understand that it returns the first value which is satisfied, which means that if I write something like e mod 2 equal to 0, I know that this condition is satisfied by 2 also and 4 also. But what is the first item for which this condition is satisfied? And again, you can write this like this also, doesn't matter. Okay, you can write it like this also. Let's say some foo and const foo is equal to, so all these things are like trivial, because I know that these sort of things, they can be defined in a separate variable. And just one thing, I don't know whether I have mentioned it or not. So the normal function with defined with keywords, they also can be used as variables. So for example, let's say I have something like this, the same thing, let's say e, and I'm returning this thing. Okay, so you'll see that I have declared a function with normal function keyword. Here also I can use this foo as the variable, whatever the function name, asd whatever, can be used as the variable name. Okay, so you see that the answer is still 2, right? Because 2 is the first one, first even number. Okay, what is the first odd number? So let's see. Obviously the 1, the first one, right? And if I remove this, then 3. And if I remove 3 also, then nothing is satisfied. If nothing is satisfied, then undefined is returned. If the find does not find any value which in the array which can be satisfied with the given test function, then it returns undefined, which is mentioned here also, that e greater than 10, yeah, what is the first value which is greater than 10? 45. What is the first value which is less than or equal to 5? Less than or equal to 5, that is 5 only. What is the first value which is less than 5? Strictly less than 5. There is no value less than 5, and that's why undefined is returned. Okay, so no condition is satisfied. Then if testing function is not satisfied for any value in the function, then undefined is returned. Now there is something called find index. Okay, so find index returns the first index. So same thing like earlier, but now it returns an index rather than the element. So same thing. So rather than returning 45, it will return 0, 1, 2. What is the index at which it is satisfied? If 5 is matched, then rather than returning 5, it is returning the index. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 is the index of 5, and that's why this 4 is returned. And again, in case of earlier, if nothing is satisfied, then undefined was returned as a value. And in find index, I have to return index, and there is no index satisfying, so I will return -1 in that case. So this -1 is the default behavior of JavaScript if there is no index which is satisfying this condition. Next, something called index of. This returns the first index at which a given element can be found in the array. So for example, if a particular let's say array is there, and I have to find that what is the place at which 5 is there. Okay, so earlier we saw that includes, so array dot includes 5, it will just return true that yes 5 is there, but 5 is there where? I have to find the index. So index of returns the first index at which that particular thing is available, which means that index of 5 will give me 0 because it is available at 0 index. Index of 10 will give me 1 because at 1 index it is available. Index of 20 will give me -1 because this thing is not present, and that's why it gives me a -1 index. Okay, so -1 index signifies that it is not present. Now you can understand that you might want that I don't want to use includes. Then you can simulate the behavior of includes like this also. So rather than using array dot includes 5 as true or false, right, you can use that array dot index of 5 should not be equal to 1 or should be greater than or equal to 0. Okay, if that is the case, then definitely it is somewhere. Okay, so that is like simulation of array dot includes. Anyways, first index we saw, exactly same last index. So if there are multiple values, if same value, one single value is there, then obviously first and last index will be same. But if there are multiple values, then I'm trying to find 5. Then you know what, 5 is here also, 5 is here also. Dot index of will return this index. Last index of will return index for this element. So you'll see that 5 is present at first 0 index, but now at 0 index, first index, second index, third index, fourth index. At fourth index also it is present, but from the last this 4 is there. So let's say between this 5 and this 5, let's say 2 3 more 5s are there, does not matter. It will return the index of the last index, last item which is available, which is matching with this element which is passed. Again 10 from the last, you see that this element is matching from the last, right? So its index is what, 0 1 2 3. So this 3 is returned. Again 20 is nowhere, so -1 is returned as usual. Slice, yeah. So this returns a portion of a array. Okay, and we provide 2 arguments to this slice, which is like start index and end index, that from where to where I want the portion. So for example, if this is the array, then I am saying that from 2 to 5 index I want the piece of the portion of the array, right? But that final index is not included, which means that you just think something like that just before that index my answer will be there. This is like just a convention in many programming languages. So just as a convention, so you have to remember it. So what happens that if it is telling 2 to 5, it will mean that from 2 to 5 -1 index. So something like not -1, you think something like just before that, because we'll say later in negative indexes can also be there. Yeah, so I think in negative indices also it will work, but yeah, just let me see. We'll come back to that. 2 to 5, so which means that 0 1 2, from it will start from here and till not 5 index, 4 index. So 2 3 4 till here only. This is the 5 index. I'll not go here. 2 3 4. So that's why the answer is 45 15 5. 0 to 4, which means that basically 0 to 3 will be returned. So 0 1 2 3, 9 10 45 15, that is returned 3. Now what happens that if you don't provide end index, then it goes all the way to the end. So 3 index is what, 0 1 2 3 15. It starts with 15 and goes all the way to the end. So whatever is there, everything, because no index, last index is provided, right? So the answer will be 15 5 8. Okay, 1 -2. Now see negative indices. What happens is that if you provide negative indices, then they are counted from the back, which means that this is 0 index, this is 1 index, this is 2 index, this is 3 index, this is 4 index, this is 5 index, that is 5, fine. But this is also -1 index, this is also -2 index. So from the back if you count, then it is -1 -2 -3, like that. Then if I say something like 1 to -2, what does it mean? That I have to start from 0 1, from here I have to start, and I have to end where? I have to end -2, but before that. So I have to start from 10, you see, so from 10 I am starting, but I have to end before -2. So -1 is this, -2 is this, before that is what? Before that is this thing. So I will start with 10 but finish at 15 only. So 10 50 45 and 15, and if you do that arithmetic, -1 arithmetic, I think that works out here, because -2 -1 is what? minus 3. So I have to go till minus 3. Okay, so from 1 to minus 3. So 0, 1, this is 1 index, minus 3 index is what? Minus 1, minus 2, minus 3. So from 10 to 15. So that works out, that arithmetic works out here also. Anyways, 5 to 2. Anyways, see, if I am saying that 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. From 5 I have to go to 2. That in the opposite direction you can't go, right? Even if negative index has to be there, that has to be there in such a way that the start index and from end index I can navigate from left to right. If it is not the case, then nothing can be, but no portion can be returned, and that's why empty array is returned. Now minus 5 to minus 2, you see that both are negative, but it works out here because what is minus 5? Minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5. This is 10. This is minus 5. And here, from here I have to go till minus 2, minus 1, minus 2, but before that, which means till 15. So 10, 45, 15, that is the answer for this thing. But again, if you reverse that, then it is minus 2 to minus 5. Minus 2 from here, I have to go to here. From here, I cannot go here, right? So that is an opposite direction. That is not possible, and that's why empty array is returned. So fairly, I think you should have understood what is slice. Next, let's go to splice. So spelling difference is there, right? Earlier was slice, this is splice, S-P-L-I-C-E. Now this is an important function because sometimes when you, let's say we know that array push, pop, shift and shift, but what if we want to add or delete elements at the beginning, at the middle, not at the beginning or end. At the beginning or end it is fairly simple, we have functions for that. But what if we want to insert or delete elements from some middle? This is general. Again, you can use this to insert at the end or at the beginning also, but this is more general, which is generally used when we have to insert or delete elements in the middle or somewhere in between the elements. Okay, so let's see that it changes the contents of an array by removing or replacing existing elements or adding new elements. So basically saying that it does everything. It can remove, replace, delete, everything, right? Let's see. That's why I'm saying that it is very much powerful. Slightly the syntax is slightly difficult, but yeah, you'll get used to it. Returns an array containing the deleted items, right? So obviously it can add also, it can delete also, but if something is deleted, then deleted items are returned in this, and nothing is deleted, then empty array is returned, as you will see. But if something is deleted, then that portion of that array which is deleted, the items which are deleted, is returned by this splice. And again, it does it modifies the array, which means that if you do something like this, that if you do array, this array is there, and you run a splice, then if you simply console log array, then array has changed, which means that in some earlier functions we saw that array was not modified. Here array is modified, and the returned value by splice is actually the deleted elements. Let's see how the syntax is there. See, the syntax is there that in general it takes 3 arguments. Okay, 3 arguments. The first argument is the start index, from where I have to start working. Okay, so I have to start working from 0, 1, 2. From this index I have to start working. Second is how many items I have to delete, number of items to be deleted. So I'm saying that I will start working from here, and I will delete one element, and that's why you will see that 1, 2 and that 3 is deleted. Okay, third is what I have to insert. So at least like 3, in fact 2 can also be there, but which means that it can take actually more than 3 elements also as the arguments. What happens that first is start index, second is like delete count, but after that, whatever, it can be 3, 4, 5 arguments, whatever, all the elements which are available after that, they are added at that position after deletion operation is performed. So 0, 1, 2, from this element, from this position, I will start deleting. How many items I have to delete? I have to delete 1, and then I will start inserting whatever next is provided. So 6 is provided. 6 I will insert. So 1, 2, and then 3 is deleted, 6 is inserted, and then rest are as it is, 4, 5. Okay, and what does it? And this is when you, after running this command, once you print ARR, then this is like the state of ARR. Array has changed. And what is the return value? If you print the return value of this splice, then that will be the deleted thing. What is deleted? 1 item is deleted starting from here. 3 is basically deleted. So an array containing that 3, 1 item 3 will be given to us. Let's see the second thing. Now exactly in a similar manner every time it works. Splice 206 from 012 from second index. I have to delete 0 elements, which means I don't have to delete anything, but I have to insert 6. So I will insert 6 here at starting at 2 index. So that's why 1 2 6, and then rest as it is, nothing is deleted, right? 3 4 5, and what is deleted? Nothing, and that's why empty array is returned. Array dot splice 2 comma 2. Okay, so basically third argument, fourth argument, nothing is there, which means that I don't have to insert anything, but I am saying that I will have to delete 2 items starting with 2 index. So 0 1 2, from starting from here I have to delete 2 elements, so 3 and 4, these 2 will be deleted. The remaining will be 1 to 5. What is deleted? 3 4. Understand? 0 1 6 7, this was the example which I was giving, that there can be more than 3 arguments also, right? At least 2 arguments you will give, but after that you can give 3 4 5, whatever the rest you give after 2, everything is inserted. Now here I am saying that start with 0 index, okay, delete 1 item. Okay, so 1 is deleted. Starting from the beginning, 1 item has to be deleted. So 1 item is deleted, which is first item is 1 is deleted, and at there only insert 6 7, and that's why answer is 6 7, and then rest 2 3 4 5. What is deleted? 1 is deleted, and that's why 1 is returned as the 1 as an array containing 1 item is returned by the splice function. So this is how it works in general. I'll just show you a small syntax which we saw earlier using spread operator. What happens that, let's say there is an array 1 2 3 4, and let's say there is another array named list which contains 10 20 30. If I do something like this is a valid syntax. Why? Because what happens that earlier we saw that the third argument of a splice can be some number, right? And fourth argument can be something, fifth number. Actually, wherever those sort of unlimited number of arguments are there actually you can use this syntax called which is spread operator. What it means is that, again, list is equal to 10 20 30, right? So triple dot list, what does it mean? It means that take the contents of this list 10 20 30, take the contents 10 20 30 and then spread it here, so 10 20 30. So this thing 0 0 triple dot list is as good as 0 0 10 20 30, but 10 20 30, if I know, then I will hard code, right? But let's say I don't know that what is list is some dynamically somehow it is created, then it is a better way to use this syntax, and that's why you should know that something like this also you can do. Now let's see what it does. Basically 0 0 and 10 20 30 it is pasted here, right? What does it mean? I have to start from 0 index. I'm starting from here. I don't have to delete anything. Delete count is 0, so I will not delete anything, and that's why it will return empty array. And I have to insert all these at index 0. So at index 0, which means starting at the beginning, I have to insert 10 20 30, and that's why the correct answer is 10 20 30 and followed by 1 2 3 4. Nothing is deleted. So this is the final answer. So there are a few more array functions which we will see later some point of time, but for now it should be enough. So this should be enough for now. In the next set of videos we'll start discussing something else. That will be all for this video. See you in the next one.